Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview Kiara Robertson, the owner of Active Shooter Production. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Brandon. How about you?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about how you got started in sports videography?
All right. First, I want to say thank you for having me on. It's definitely an honor and a privilege to be on here. I've definitely heard some things about you, even looked across your social media platforms. So thank you. It's definitely a privilege to be on here. All right. Going back to your first question, Active Shooter started in 2017. I always had a visual with a camera. Didn't know what type of visual I had with it. I just knew it was a visual there. But in 2017, I started going to AAU basketball games. I noticed a lot of our players from Wilmington would be at these tournaments. And then I noticed other players from out of states be at these same tournaments, and these players have videographers with them. And then I would go on social media that night, and I would see like profile going viral videos of those athletes. So I'm like, wow, man, we got Wilmington out here too. Like my boys deserve some of this love too. So, I managed to pick up a camera, started going to the games, recording, putting together videos for local players, find some of our local star players, even some of our youth players, and, start recording and try to get them build a platform for the kids. It's very important for them.
How did you know that you wanted to get started in that?
Honestly, I didn't know. It was a all of a sudden thing. It was an all of a sudden thing. Like I said, it was just a moment where I was just sitting in the gym, hands just like this, watching a basketball game, and it just blinked. And right then and there, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna come back to the gym with a camera next week. So I went and bought me a laptop. I bought a cheap camera. And one other thing, I want to tell all the upcoming videographers, who thinking about getting to this. It doesn't matter what type of camera you are using. All right? Film is film. I tell the parents all the time, the same footage I can get, it's the same footage you can get in the crowd. You can stand under the bleachers, you can stand on the basket. It's all in the editing. You know what I'm saying? So some kids go crazy about, oh, I need this camera, I need that camera. Like, you really don't. At the end of the day, footage is footage. I'd rather see the footage on your camera than not to see footage at all.
Can you talk about what Active Shooters production is?
All right. So with the name Active Shooters, man, I know people was always skeptical and hesitant about the name Active Shooters because it sounds like a terroristic name, that's someone that anybody go against. But that's the main reason why I chose it. It has a double standard meaning to it. It's all about getting active in anything you're doing in life, especially on the sports. And of course, we shooting cameras, we shooting sports, man. We shooting kids who want to get active. And like I said, Active Shooters is basically a platform in Wilmington where kids can get exposure. You know what I'm saying? Now we live in the definitely virtual day and age now where you can recruit yourself. And the recruiters don't even have to come to town. You can go to their portal and submit your own footage. So with that being said, we just gonna make the game much easier in my area. By me following these kids, building their profiles up, and all they got to do. I started filming some of them since they was in the 5th and 6th grade. So by the time they get out of high school, they're going to have a whole portal full of profiles, full of clips.
How do you find your candidates?
So sometimes sometimes the kids are jumping to Instagram. I'm not really big on kids telling me they're this, they're that. A lot of word by mouth. I'm a person where I will pull up to any game, I'll pull up to any gym and figure out myself. Luckily, I'm heavily involved in the community, so I know whose bloodline doing what, who last name coming through. And then we have a list of athletes in our area, man, and they all probably play for a few AAU teams. And it's a certain selective group that I've been following, and this group is going to be something special. They're really young, but they're going to be something special.
Have you ever tried to help a player get recruited to the next level?
every day. Every day. When I'm on this computer doing my work, or when I go to his games, to film his game, that's everyday work. You know, is I have to go home, I have to edit, I have to get this footage ready for you, I have to submit it, I have to make sure it's to your likeness, I have to make sure it shows your strength, shows your weaknesses sometimes, show where you got better at. So it's a never ending process every day. So yes, it's other men. One thing I can say is definitely other men in the city who's helping me help other kids. I made the videos, I send it to them, they help push, push, push. So I definitely appreciate that that backbone support. Shout out Next Level Quandre, because he definitely does a lot of pushing my videos for me. The kids and him. Like, as soon as I get done with the video, he ready to push it. He ready to send it to a college recruit. Not down to any other person in my city, man. I appreciate any and everybody, you know, what they do for the city, but it's just certain ones that you just know who just thrive for it, you know.
How has it helped the recruitment process for players when you push the videos out to these college coaches? For example, UNCW's assistant coach.
Oh, it's very important when I push videos out, because a lot of these coaches aren't even aware. A lot of recruiters aren't even aware. I mean, and one thing I know is when kind of recruiting, you never know what you're going to get from a kid. You know, 8th grade, he could be this kid, 10th grade, he's this kid. But coaches never know. And that's where I come in, you know what I'm saying? So they're going to see like, wow, I seen that kid in 8th grade and he wasn't really like that. But 10th grade, I seen footage over time. This kid has really like grown and developed, you know. Now that's helping part of the recruitment process. Like I said, man, I'm going to keep saying and reiterating, footage is important. Film is important, very important.
Have you ever helped a player get to the next level on the college level or even the professional level?
Professional level, not yet, not yet. We gonna get there. We gonna get there. Just because I've been started in 2017. And one thing I like to reiterate, man, when it comes to active shooters, I love my high school boys to death, all my high school athletes, but I really love the focus on our youth, on our youth. 5th grade on up, 4th grade. I really love the focus on them, to help build them, to see the process that comes with it. Now, as far as helping kids get to college, yes, that definitely help get many kids in our area, even in the Raleigh area, players all across North Carolina. I help get them to the next level. And they definitely appreciate me for that, and I definitely appreciate them.
Can you talk about your experience covering the UNC versus UNCW game?
Oh man, that was crazy. First, I didn't think I was gonna be able to get a ticket to get in. I'm like, man, come on, Cole coming to town, UNC is coming to town. I don't know what to expect. Well, one thing I can say, man, that was one of my greatest experiences in my videography days, other than LeBron James. But that UNCW game was crazy, man. The atmosphere was like UNCW haven't had an atmosphere in Wilmington in a long time. I felt like UNCW should have came out on top. You know, it was a pretty even game. UNCW shots just wasn't falling. They just wasn't falling. It was definitely a close game. And then the second half at the end, you couldn't kind of expect Carolina to pull out. But just to be able to see Anthony Cole, man, Coach Roy Williams, just to have them on my platform, it's just like it's a great feeling, because I grew up watching them. I watched them on everybody else's platform, on ESPN, you know, on ABC, but just to be able to watch them on Active Shooters platform, that was real big for me. So I definitely was very appreciative for that.
Can you talk about your experience with LeBron James and what you did?
I think that's probably one of the best experiences I ever had right there. It all started with a phone call from a student saying that LeBron was in Charlotte. And then I was on the way to that same convention center to go watch LeBron play. I ended up running to the team's manager. And he was like, man, can you come follow us all weekend? I said, all weekend? LeBron James' son? All y'all? And he said, yeah, man. So I ended up going to the hotel with the kids, ended up getting to know the kids. I ended up getting to chop it up with LeBron for a good 10, 15 minutes, man. It was awesome, man. He encouraged me. He gave me some words of encouragement about keeping what I'm doing. Just keep it going, man. Because at the end of the day, it's really about these kids. And to be able to see his son, Bronny, really grow. When I say that kid is really growing, his son is really growing fast and rapidly right before our eyes. Body frame, just everything about him.
Are there any other famous athletes that you have worked with in the past?
A couple of kids that was on LeBron James' team. The kid Mikey Williams, he's gonna be a pretty stud too. Um, and a couple of star rappers, Young Scooter and rapper Future. They had a team called Free Bands Elite. They ended up coming all the way to North Carolina last year in Raleigh for the USBA championship, and they won. So I ended up putting together making a video for them. Like I said, when I dropped that video, it went crazy. But I think one of my biggest videos I did was probably real recent with Sanaya Rivers, dropping her recruitment video for South Carolina. I think that was kind of one of the most anticipated because everybody in the city, in the state, and the nation was ready. Everybody wanted to know. So when somebody have a whole lot of anticipation built up and you kind of in control of it, it just made you feel good when it's released.
Can you talk about what the recruitment video is?
Okay, so recruitment video is, all right, there's different types of videos. You know, there's your mixtapes where a lot of your video, a lot of your clips is compiled and remixed and mixed together, and then on music, that's just for the kids for Instagram purposes. But then there's a recruitment tape. You know, a recruitment tape serves a high purpose. You know, it serves its job. It's to basically get you recruited. You want to show your strengths. Like I said, your weaknesses, you know, how well you rebound, how well you do stuff, you know, just show any of your little niches that you have, you know. A good breakdown for a recruiter. You know, a recruiter doesn't really want to hear all the music. I mean, they will, but they really don't. They want to see where this player, you know, shines at. They want to see open court movement. You know, a lot of my mixtape videos, you'll see them up close, but a lot of recruiting videos, you want to be far because you want to see how a player can run the floor and get in the open space. So it's very important. Recruiting videos is definitely something that we definitely aim to make sure it's on point whenever we send those off.
What are some videos that you coverage?
Say that again.
What are some videos that, like, if I was a person interested in your business, what would I be offered?
Okay, so if you offer, let's say you had a son, okay? Let's say you had a son, he's athlete, he just moved to Wilmington and you want to get him on the active shooters. So what we'll do, you know, we'll follow your son. Say if he played AAU basketball and he had a game Friday through Sunday, you know, we would follow him. And we would just ultimately just build up highlights. He'll get a highlight package, he'll get a photography package to be able to send off. He'll get a video. He'll get all his clips compiled together, and also get them individually. Like I said, I'm stressing enough because footage is important. It's very important, and I'm gonna keep saying it to parents too. Use your phone and record.
How did you know that you wanted to become a college videographer?
My favorite players, all my favorite players. I just love that college atmosphere. A college atmosphere is so crazy. Don't get me wrong, a professional atmosphere is good too. But we all know, man, that college atmosphere is so lit. I mean, and it's the energy. You feel it in there. You feel it within the players. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got something to prove. Hell, even I got something to prove, and I'm on the field too doing videographer. Like it's all in the atmosphere. So like I said, once I went to my first college game, NC State. I went to my first college football game. Okay, I won't say it was my second one because my first one was ECU. My second was NC State versus Florida State in 2009. This is when Russell Wilson was part of the Wolfpack. Shout out to my homeboy Jesse Riley and Owen Spencer. They got me those tickets to get in there. I think that was one of the game-changing moments. When I was in that stadium, when I was at Wolfpack Stadium, man, it was just so electric in there, man. And I was like, man, I need to be near this, man. I need to be up close in this, man. I'm too far. Even though I was sitting in the family section, I felt like, man, I got too much energy. I need to be down there with those players. Like, they need to feel my energy. I need to feel their energy. So right then and there, I just knew, like, I was destined to do something with sports. I didn't know what it was, but I knew it was coming. I knew it coming.
What are some schools that you have covered in the college level?
Right now, I'm focusing on some of my local schools. Like we have Cape Fear Community College. man. And I tell you that we just had some of the best athletes in the nation to come through. In the last 2 years, man, Cape Fear is putting on. So it was only right. I had to focus on my local college. Like I said, my main focus, I want to make sure I put my city on before I go out and put everybody else on. You know, so I did some NC State stuff with a few players, UNCW, little workout videos I did with some of their players. Um, uh, I'll actually be working with South Carolina this year, the South Carolina women's basketball. I'm looking forward to doing that. That's a little announcement I ain't really made yet, but it's coming soon. I definitely appreciate that. So the collegiate level is definitely more to come, but I'm really focused on our high schools on down.
What do you look forward to accomplishing at the South Carolina women's basketball level?
Oh man, to produce quality and just edging videos, man. That's gonna be like, man, girls basketball is back, you know? And that's what I'm saying. Videographers have that power to make people feel and think. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they release is how you gonna feel and think. So and we all know that Dawn Staley, man, she's definitely something to keep out for, even and every girl that she brought along with her. So I'm definitely excited for that.
Can you talk about your experience covering the Gardner Road travel team?
Yeah, that Gardner Road team, man, I'm telling you, those boys ain't nothing to joke around with. I tell you, man, when you go in the gym, you feel Gardner Road in there. Them boys is big. You know, they're hungry, even though they may be from different areas, man. It's just the program operator, man. You know how to find dogs and bring them together. Um, and they have shown that that they can get players to the next level pretty efficiently, and that's what it's really about, man. You gotta know how to help these kids. You can't be for money. It can't be for nothing. Everybody gotta have the same goal at the end of the day, you know. And I definitely, when I was working with Gardner Road, I definitely felt that vibe for them. You know, everybody was on the same page.
What advice would you give upcoming sports videographers looking to get into the profession?
I'll say that one more time.
What advice would you give upcoming sports videographers looking to get into the profession of sports?
If I have a main advice to you, grind. I get off work every day. You know, when sports was going, obviously we under COVID right now. I get off work and I would go to somebody's game. It could be an outside game, soccer game, basketball, football. I'm always getting off work, son, to go to somebody's game. You know, it's that grind, it's the passion. If you have a passion, do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Footage is footage. People cannot. It's 100 videographers out there. It's videographers everywhere. You know what I'm saying? What separates you from anything is your grind and your passion. You know, you just went to Raleigh yesterday. Now you in Charlotte today. Now you on the way to Wilmington tomorrow. That's the grind. How bad you really want it. That's what's really gonna separate you. So don't get too caught up in like, oh, the camera this, my other stuff is that. It's stuff holding me back. It's your grind, man. That's what's the main thing is.
Where can my listeners find you on social media at?
All right, so on Facebook, you know, you can type in at the Shooter Youth Sports Productions on Facebook. We got on Instagram, we got at the Shooters Productions again. And you also can follow me at Twitter at _ at the Shooters. You know, I definitely follow you back if you follow me. You know, show some love. I show love back. That's a must. One thing I do is I show love. You know, nobody is not good enough to be shown love.
Thank you again, Corinne, for your interview. You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again for your interview.
Thank you, brother. At the Shooters.